But at the same time, I would say there's been a lot of incidents in exactly a similar kind of vein where a person has simply been cautioned for that incident.
All right, so we get to refereeing inconsistency, and nobody's going to argue about refereeing inconsistency, but no player can use as a defence that other people have got away with it, so I should have got away with it. No, I think he did the wrong thing by his team yesterday. There's no way, in my view, that Souths would lay down Mazars to win that game. You were only down 12-10 at that stage.
Correct.
With Donnelly on the field, I think you're probably eventually going to win the game.
Well,
But you're not going to beat him with 12 men.
Well, actually, yesterday we probably played better with 12 men. I'm not saying because Dallas was off, but we seemed to suddenly spark ourselves to life. But certainly, I mean, any time, 13 men is better than 12 men.
Yes, he got set off and cost you 2 points the same in the bargain.
That's
too,
right.
They kicked the goal.
Yep.
Well, Western South from yesterday and the coverage of it, there was some splendid football and interspersed with some pretty ordinary football from both sides, because both of you had big performances the previous week. Your performance, your team's performance against Parramatta was top class, a great 40 minutes. The first 40 minutes. South Sydney's performance against Manly was, you know, very, very good, very stimulating football. And it's interesting to note when you think of this South Sydney side, you know, with the new attacking flair that Anderson's injected into the side, it's nothing greatly different to a lot of teams they've had in the last couple of years in team personnel. No. And yet a different technique of football has made a great thing for them, hasn't it?
Moving the ball a lot more this year.
It's a beautiful little
Rocky
club.
Laurie's doing a lot of organising.
Yes.
He's
What
a
a good little halfback too. This
Well,
fella.
Sinclair left the club, didn't he? Didn't he leave South Sydney club because he didn't like the style of football?
Yeah.
Went to Brisbane.
Went to Brisbane for a little while. Thank heavens he's back.
Well, you know, there's no better sight to me than a South Sydney side playing traditional South Sydney football, which this side is doing. And they're going to cause a lot of problems to, as you've already said, Warren, they're going to cause problems to anyone. I mean, Canterbury, look out next week.
But I think it's their defence, really, that I'm amazed at. I think by the size of them, as you pointed out, Warren, early in the game, last week's their defence was good. I thought yesterday the defence, I thought that was the winning of the game yesterday.
Yeah.
They scored 3 tries each.
Their defence was very good. In the paper they've called them swarming ants, I think, which is probably reasonably true.
What a good
but we did see gaps in South yesterday. I think it was our lack of exploiting the chances when we had the chances yesterday. We could have still won that game well and truly yesterday.
Yes.
As much as West never played as well yesterday as they did the week before, neither did South, I don't think. They tackled terrific.
No, it's hard to pull two top-line performances back-to-back, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
But they played well enough yesterday, didn't they? Now, at 10-5 with the bell ringing at half-time, to go in at 10-5 after having been 5-all, I would have thought you'd have gone on from there, but then...
Beautiful pass from
Nathan Gibbs when he's just about to hit the ground. Neil has proven himself a very fine footballer for South Sydney. And this little bloke must have given you the horrors all day long. 6 goals.
Did last round too.
You hear the old cliche team spirit, but South Sydney have got a will to win now. It's very, very noticeable. And
can you buy it, Ferris?
You can't buy it, Rex. That is the one thing you cannot buy. And it's good to see South Sydney, because South Sydney are an attacking side, and now they've got the double with the defence. They're going to give it a shake if they get in.
Yeah.
Now, John Rebo's form since he's gone on the wing this year, Warren, as the captain of the side, must be great. As another wing three-quarter opponent, you mightn't be quite so happy.
I'm very jealous.
Very good. Well, he's got a bit of size on you, hasn't he? I mean, he's basically a forward, but he's as quick as most backs.
John's playing very well. I think he's scored a try almost every week since he's been on the wing. He just explodes down that touchline.
And the audience is too.
If he gets about 3 or 4 metres to wind himself up, he'd be a horror to try and get on, because he lifts his knees so high. He's such a strong fella.
Yeah.
That's his 11th try yesterday.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Now, there are a couple of things I just want to show you out of the game that have impressed me too. One involving Warren Boland. I like to see a captain thinking quickly. This incident early. Now, this to me was very good football, Warren, and shows that you're not just a pretty face. You've suddenly been told by the referee that it's a quarter-line dropout, a quarter-line restart, and you get on with the job quick, and you take play back beyond, well, it did eventually end up around halfway. And that was because South just weren't ready for quick thinking at this stage. So that's a big plus for you.
I think he caught South snapping too. You might have been surprised you should have got something else out of it too. Did you?
Well, he may have played the advantage there. What do you think, Joel?
The only fella he didn't beat out there was Hartley. He ran out the side.
He was alongside me. At least I knew he was with me, so that there wasn't going to be any worries about taking the tap.
South had this bit of misfortune when Squadrito got his body through the pass, and the pass was forward, and then, unfortunately for Walsh, he did drop it anyway. But another very good tackle, and we see a lot of fullbacks missing tackles. Lamb, your 5'8", made a good bust yesterday in this retention of the move from the ball from the runaround move. And I thought this is as good a head-on tackle as I've seen this year from a fullback. Probably lost in the hurly-burly of the game, but, you know, Lamb is a very strong little player. He's low to the ground. He's
I
And
think
that take
Terry
a bit of
just
time.
slightly lost his balance as he was setting up his sidestep. Then I think he could have made it a bit harder for him.
There was another great covering tackle in the game towards the end. The
Sinclair.
rebound was Sinclair. Never forget
Yes,
it.
that was a top one. Now, we've had so many phone calls this morning again. We did raise the point last week on Ron Gitto putting himself in an offside position from kickoffs.
Yes.
He still did it all
And,
day.
and he did it all day again
Well,
yesterday with number one referee.
But the previous week, he did not.
Well, we asked the referees, I forget which referee it was, early in the season, I think probably more than once in consecutive weeks, we asked the referees if it was okay. And at that stage they said yes. I think there was one referee since penalised him for it. But, I mean, where's your body end? I mean, if one foot's kicking the ball and the other foot's on the other side of the halfway line, I mean, are you offside or not? It's all the one body. Your legs are, you know.
Well, in front of the ball.
He's in front of the ball.
Yeah.
But the previous week when you played Parramatta was obviously that the referee must have told him to get behind the ball because he didn't all day. He was behind the ball when he kicked it.
He didn't kick
yesterday.
around the corner in
He didn't kick.
in the
Yeah,
previous week.
well, as I said, Ron may have asked the referee again
Right.
last week, but he has asked the referee, you know, each week.
Well, I'd love the referees to make a strict ruling on this, not only for Gitto's sake, but for
No.
everybody's sake, so we know where we are.
Well, they're talking about it.
Well, they're
I
talking
don't think he's
about
gained any unfair advantage at all.
There is a rule, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
There is a definite rule,
That's
and surely, you know. But I can't see personally. Look,
Put your best in.
Yeah.
Mightn't have been our best game, but it's certainly the two competition points were.
Two of the players that are continually putting their best in, but you don't read much about them. You certainly don't hear a lot about them. I'd like your opinion on your evaluation of both these players. To South Sydney, the centres, Joe Squadrito and Gary Wright. How do you analyse them as far as South's form goes?
Well, they're certainly a very big part of our winning way at the moment.
Do you never see either of them running 40 metres or putting wingers in for 30-metre tries? Yet they're always there, they're in position, they're steady in defence.
The defence is the big go, but I think their attacks, on their day they're very devastating players, but their defence is the key to our good back line at the moment, like the way we're firing. We're very steady in the centres. Weren't sure what we're going to do. We were short of centre, really, and Gary Wright's moved from fullback to centre, and he's filled in there very well. And we're very happy there.
Everyone's filling in well.
Yeah.
Well, David, yesterday, your solo try, the try you made for Gibbs, that beautiful cover defending tackle that cut the feet away from Rebo, and made you a very snappy player. Now we'll make you a very snappy dresser with a Sax Altman suit. Congratulations to you.
Thanks very much, Frank.
All right, you go along to Sax Altman, David, and they'll fit you out in a suit like that and make you look as smartly dressed as you are on the show today.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank